WCVB News Center 5 Eye Opener.
After a day of snow, temperatures are dropping. I'm tracking an Arctic blast headed our way.
That snowy weather causing headaches on the road and the air. Now dangerous conditions are impacting holiday travel. Shutdown averted on Capitol Hill. What's inside that new federal funding spending bill? Well, that snowy start to the weekend with cars going off the road, traffic backing up for miles. This morning, we're pretty snow-free in these parts, but still digging out from yesterday's system. Good Saturday morning to you. I'm Rondella Richardson. Jennifer Egan has the weekend off. Meteorologist Ann Cicalese has been tracking all the snow in our region. Good morning, Ann.
Good morning, Rondella. It surely feels like winter has arrived, officially kicking it off earlier this morning as we move through the winter solstice here with temperatures in the mid-20s and around Boston, a little closer to 30 down toward Cape Cod, but we have that chill in place as we're still tracking a few flurries on the back end of the system. You can see that's moving through into Connecticut and Rhode Island right now. Clouds are pretty thick out there, so don't be surprised if you see a flake or two flying about as the northwest wind is starting to kick in. It's that northwest wind that's going to make high temperatures near 30 today feel like the teens. So take these temperature readings that are in the forecast this afternoon, and I would subtract about 10 degrees from that, if not more, as the wind starts to pick up for later this morning, more so into the afternoon. Wind gusts could get over 30 miles per hour at times. Now, that gusty northwest wind will eventually usher in much drier and clearer conditions into tonight. And as our skies clear, that's going to allow our temperatures to fall rapidly. We're looking at single-digit lows in many spots. I'll pinpoint the coldest locations ahead. Rondella.
Thank you, Ann. 8:01 now. The latest winter storm caused delays for holiday travelers on the roads and in the skies. The Eye Opener's Brianna Borghi is live at Logan Airport for us this morning. Brianna, how are things looking out there?
Rondella, as chaotic as I was just now, that is how chaotic it is here at the JetBlue terminal now. We have moved over to Terminal C, where it is a little bit crazy here. Lots of delays and cancellations, really making for a mess when it comes to holiday travel.
Yeah, now we're trying to figure out when and how we can get back.
Nice to look at, but not when it is paired with the busiest holiday travel weekend, or at least one of them. So this is what you're going to be dealing with if you are flying. 76 delays right now at Logan Airport, according to FlightAware, and right now 85 cancellations. So if you are flying today, make sure you check your flight status and give yourself extra time here in case you run into any issues. We're live at Logan Airport. Brianna Borghi, WCVB News Center 5.
Thank you, Brianna. Breaking news in Washington removed the debt limit. The extent from the 2020 protests that turned violent in Boston. It was in the aftermath of the police killing of George. Economy would lose more than $280 million a year if boat speed restrictions go into place. Federal regulators want to put a speed. iPhones are sending news notifications that might not be true. Now, watchdog group.
Storm has moved out, but the back end wind is definitely going to be a big influence on the way it feels as you're heading out today. I'll have a look at our wind chill forecast when we could drop below zero for many spots.
Calls to remove new artificial intelligence features after it produced a false headline from the BBC. The push notification helping the community in more ways than one. The shop selling books, records, clothing, it's all run by a nonprofit employing homeless folks and at-risk youth in the city. Our Todd Kaskiewicz takes us there.
When Boomerang
until Christmas, and it looks like the snow might stick around. It's cold out there, but this is a video from 40 years ago this week. The plows were out for a storm on December 15th, 1984, and so were the holiday shoppers. Back then, you actually had to go to the store to buy the gifts.
Why are you out in this madness?
Well, we're getting some last-minute Christmas shopping.
But you knew the weather was going to be awful.
Well, they said about an inch. Looks like about 3 inches.
I had to stop my shopping.
You couldn't wait till tomorrow?
I didn't want to wait till tomorrow. I figured it'd be worse.
What brings me here? It's Christmas time. This is Christmas.
You don't mind coming out in this weather?
Not a bit. It's a little snow.
Well, we came out before this mess started. That's the whole problem.
But you knew it was going to be snowing.
Well, I sort of did. I wasn't really too tuned into it. I'm New Englander. Why do I care?
New Englanders enjoying a live shot from the Prue camera this morning. It looks like a winter wonderland out there. Postcard perfect, especially if you're indoors looking out on it. I tell you, back in '84, they needed those push alerts so that they know what the snow is coming and exactly how much. They'd be all on top of it. That's what you do for us.
I mean, we are so in tune now with having, everyone has smartphones. It's crazy. But, you know, as we're looking back at the snow that we had last night, it did produce a substantial amount of snowfall in Boston and really focused near 95, not just south of Boston, although there was a good amount south. We saw some higher totals just north of Boston along 95 too. So let's take you a little more focused in here. Logan Airport just over 5 inches, but take a look at Milton, 6.5 inches, 5.5 to just about 6 inches for many spots from Needham out toward Walpole and Canton. So kind of focused here near the 128-95 intersection. Moving out toward Randolph, just about 4 inches, 2.5 inches down toward Yarmouth, just shy of 3 inches into Providence. We had just about 1.5 inches out toward Shrewsbury, Pepperell at 1 inch, and then there's Topsfield checking in at just about 5 inches. So moving north of Boston to Chelsea at just over 4 inches. This is our storm. So now it's moving out of here. It's starting to progress northeastward over the Atlantic. But on the back end, the circulation from the system in combination with high pressure pushing it from the west, we're getting that squeeze effect. So that's why the wind is starting to pick up. You'll feel that this morning and for the rest of this weekend. We're also tracking some lingering flurries, really nothing a big impact. Right now, most of it is focused in southern Connecticut and southern Rhode Island. But watch, because there's a good amount of clouds out there this morning. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a flake or two, considering the cold that we still have in place and our atmosphere still a little unsettled. We start to see that wind really strengthening by noontime today. Wind gusts approaching 30 miles per hour, if not stronger this afternoon. We're seeing wind gusts right now near 20 miles per hour. So that's why our current temperatures that are in the 20s feel like the teens for many spots. But with afternoon highs nearing 30 degrees for most locations, it's going to feel like we're still stuck in the teens. So our feel like temperature unchanged from what we have this morning, because the wind this afternoon is going to be stronger. So you'll want to dress for a strong chill. What it feels like out the door right now, that's what it's going to feel like as you're heading out in the height of the afternoon. Notice there's some slivers of sun for us, a little glimmer of hope here as we move toward the afternoon, as these morning clouds and a few flurries give way to clearing. But it's that clearing tonight that allows us to get much colder. Single digits northwest, teens down toward Cape Cod. It's all about what it feels like, and all of us have sub-zero wind chills in the forecast overnight. So it is cold. Bottom line, sunshine prevails tomorrow. It is looking mainly dry with wind chill in the single digits all day. Heads up, Cape Cod South Shore. There is some ocean effect snow showers here that could rotate it in through Sunday night into early Monday. I think we could see a few spots with a new fresh coating to perhaps even up to 1 inch or 2. The next system we're tracking is moving our way on Tuesday, Christmas Eve. Light snowfall could mix with some rainfall depending on the timeline. And then we start to moderate by later in the week, finally getting closer to 40 by Friday, which is a little closer to average. Rondella.
Okay, thank you, Kellyanne. 5 on your mental health. Home alone for the holidays. Experts say it can trigger grief and depression. Here with advice is Dr. Jacqueline Olds, a psychiatrist with Mass General Hospital. Good morning, doctor.
Good morning.
I was at a senior center volunteering this week, and I can't tell you how many people.
Connecticut and southern Rhode Island. Watch for that. That may clip portions of the islands this morning as it continues to push east. Otherwise, we're watching for what's next here. We have clearing tonight that's going to allow for an Arctic chill overnight. But then tomorrow, some ocean effect snow showers could move over Cape Cod and the south coast. I think we could see a new fresh coating to even up to 1 inch or 2 over portions of Cape Cod, especially the mid to outer Cape and portions of the coastline along the South Shore. That's tomorrow into the evening through early Monday. By Monday night, we're watching this next storm. This is one that's a quick mover. Moving into our area for Tuesday, so that's Christmas Eve. Light snowfall, potentially mixing with rain throughout the day. Rondella.
Okay, thanks, Kellyanne. Former President Barack Obama released his favorite books, movies, and music of 2024. On the list, The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt and Patriot helped wrap gifts for the group Wonder Fund. The organization helps kids who have experienced trauma, abuse, and neglect, giving them the ability to ask for exactly what they want. The Wonder Fund says it empowers those children's time to find a missing hiker. Coming up, the New Hampshire Mountain Rescue ahead of a day.
Sweeps New England. Now frigid temperatures are headed our way.
Delays and cancellations here at Logan Airport, making for a real holiday travel mess. What to expect if you have a flight today.
After a week of failed attempts, good morning, Saturday, December 21st, the shortest amount of daylight here. I'm Rondella Richardson. Jennifer Egan is off this weekend. Ann Cicalese. Everybody got a different amount of snow. I had a little bit of a dusting.
Okay, that's wild because we had a good solid
I saw it like a pile up.
Yeah, and that's the case for many locations in and around Boston, along 95, both north and south too, because we saw places like Boxford, Topsfield, they got close to 5 inches as well. So it just goes to show, matter of location, right? The cold air that we're dealing with this morning is going to stick around and get colder. So here's a look. We're sitting at 21 in Jaffrey, 26 in Boston, near 30 heading down toward Cape Cod. Wind chill factors are down in the teens for many spots, but the wind is actually going to strengthen this afternoon. So with a strengthening wind, our wind chill factor that we have out the door this morning, we're staying near that through the afternoon. So it will feel like it's still in the teens, even in the height of the afternoon. And as we get closer to the 30-degree mark, all because that wind is strengthening. We could see wind gusts nearing 30 miles per hour today, if not stronger in spots. We have a few flakes down over Connecticut, Rhode Island. Most of us dry here with some thicker clouds this morning where there is the chance for a flake or two. Most of that focus west as we travel toward midday, and then we dry out and clear out tonight. So then the focus will really be on this chill, and it does get strong. I'll have a look at the spots that could feel like it's 8 below overnight. Rondella.
Okay, thank you, Kellyanne. Breaking news in Washington, where the at Logan Airport, the Eye Opener's Brianna Borghi is live there this Saturday with the big weekend for travelers. Everybody's behind you trying to get out of town.
Yes, they are, Rondella. Can you blame them? But it is not easy to get out of town right now. Right now, FlightAware is reporting 92 delays and 85 cancellations here at Logan Airport. The vast majority of those are on JetBlue. So we're in Terminal C right now where people are trying to get rebooked, trying to figure out their baggage issues. All of these things sort of coming to a head because of all of these delays. What to do? So that was really their only option. So they have been here at the airport. I just saw them leave a couple moments ago, just trying to get to their final destination. So it really has been a mess. That means if you are flying out of Logan Airport today, make sure you check your flight status and give yourself plenty of extra time so that if there is an issue when you get here, you can get that all sorted out. For now, we're live at Logan Airport. Brianna Borghi, WCVB News Center 5.
Great storytelling, Brianna. What an ordeal. Okay, a hiker was rescued from a frozen mountain in New Hampshire. Rescuers say they only had minutes to get to her before more dangerous weather moved in. The woman was trying to set plans for the holiday. Our David Bienick reports from Charlestown, where the search is on for whoever did it.
Manager Shelby Elwell.
A walkout for some Amazon and Starbucks employees. The reasons behind the new round of strikes. A year-long immersive training in
morning. It's only going to get colder. The wind is going to be strong this afternoon, ushering in a deep Arctic chill tonight. I will look at the coldest spots, plus our next chance for snow before we move toward Christmas. We are looking dry out there right now, though there's a good amount of clouds. Our live look in Worcester showing some snow on the rooftops and on the ground as well.
Is closing down all of its stores immediately. The company told its corporate employees yesterday was their last. A lot of people are already beginning their when do we go snowboarding, skiing, or just in my case, hanging out at the lodge and enjoying the sights and sounds.
Sure. I mean, it does provide sort of like a nice decor.
Oh, it's
to the
gorgeous.
area,
This
right?
is the winter wonderland beginning.
Yeah.
But for Christmas, might we have snow sticking around or more snow?
I think so.
Or?
Yeah. You know, we don't have a big warm up before Christmas, so I don't see a lot of this melting. Maybe a little bit here and there because we get close to freezing, but not a huge warm up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we still have some snow on the ground, especially in the spots that saw this over 5 inches of snowfall. So I know some of us waking up this morning, looking out the window and seeing nothing on the ground. But these are the spots where we did really well, where we saw over 5 inches at Logan Airport. So even into Boston, Fenway Park, 6 inches of snow, incredible. Milton checking in at 6.5 inches. And it's not just from Boston south. We had places like Boxford check in at just about 5.5 inches, and seeing similar totals out toward the Topsfield area too. The storm that produced this snow is now moving out toward Halifax. On the back end, we have this circulation here producing that northwest wind. Meanwhile, we also have high pressure squeezing in from the west. So the combination of these two systems close by to each other is helping to produce that gusty northwest wind that's already starting to pick up in strength this morning. It's mainly dry out there, but there's a good amount of clouds, and some of those clouds are producing a few flurries here over the south coast of Connecticut and Rhode Island. I don't expect we'll see much out there, but there is a chance for a flake or two as we travel this morning. Your bigger impact as you're heading out the door, though, will of course be any leftover snow from yesterday and the wind that's bringing in the cold. So with wind gusts approaching 30 miles per hour this afternoon, that's going to make our wind chill factors sit about 15 degrees below actual temperature readings at times. Right now, we're seeing temperatures in the mid-20s to near 30 degrees. The wind chill factor is about 10 degrees below the actual temperature reading right now. But as we approach 30 this afternoon, so these are our highs in the forecast today, it will still feel like it's in the mid-teens. So take a look at that big range between the high of 30 to a feel like temperature of only 18 degrees. That's a pretty big gap, and that's all because of the wind. We will see some sun breaking through, so the clouds are thickest this morning with that chance of a flake or two flying by, and then some slivers of afternoon sun, which of course give way to clearing tonight. The clearing tonight will allow our temperatures to get down to the single digits northwest of Boston, teens down toward Cape Cod. It feels like it's below zero region-wide, even in the city. We're looking at wind chill factors as low as 8 degrees heading out toward orange. We are sunny and dry tomorrow. Highs near 19 will feel like the single digits. There's a chance of some ocean effect snow over Cape Cod initially in the morning tomorrow, but that rotates in by tomorrow night into Monday morning. So don't be surprised along the coastline of the South Shore and Cape if you have a new fresh coating to an inch or two of snow by Monday morning. We're then watching our next storm. It's this one moving in from the west. This is a little milder, so it doesn't look like it's a pure snowfall. It's arriving on Tuesday, so we're talking about Christmas Eve here. Light snowfall, potentially mixing in with some rain, not as substantial as what we had yesterday, but just enough to produce a nice fresh coating moving into Christmas Day. For Storm Team 5, I'm meteorologist Ann Cicalese.
Now, here's Josh Brigadier.
The organization is trying to open doors for underrepresented populations when it comes to work in the media arts.
I just kind of had a rough childhood, so it was very hard to know how to get to where I want to be.
With a variety of career pathways now available to her, she's embracing all the opportunities the Loop Lab provides with increasing confidence.
I can do this, and I am capable, and I do belong here, and I do have a passion for this.
After graduating from the apprenticeship program, many trainees get paid internships in the media industry. The Loop Lab also has a relationship with Lesley University College of Art and Design that often leads to scholarships and allows for the transfer of credits from the Loop Lab program. Erica Tarantel, WCVB News Center 5.
That's great. Diversity matters, part of the greater good. Okay, 8:52 new this morning. The Mega Millions jackpot has rolled over again. It's coming close to $1 billion. No one picked all the winning numbers in last night's drawing, but here are those numbers again: 2, 20, 51, 56, and 67. And the Mega Ball, 19. The jackpot is now worth, drumroll please, $944 million. The next drawing is Tuesday, Christmas Eve. What a gift that would be. Okay, all that snow is beautiful, but it is creating some headaches for wary travelers. When we get back, how Logan Airport is handling the winter conditions on this very busy travel week. 8:55, welcome back. The latest.
I put a lot of effort into the design of my
travelers on the roads and in the skies. The Eye Opener's Brianna Borghi is live at Logan Airport this morning. Brianna, what's the update?
Rondella, we have now surpassed 100 delays here at Logan, more than 80 cancellations. That is according to FlightAware. Most of those are on JetBlue. So we are in Terminal C here to give you an idea of how busy it is here as people try to rebook and figure out how they can get to their destinations. Now, last night, the snow caused delays, cancellations, and even a ground stop on the tarmac. All of that still being felt today as people try to get to their final destination. We even talked to one person today whose flight from Tampa to Boston got diverted to JFK. They ended up taking an Uber here, cost them $800 because their flight was just canceled and there was nothing else offered to them. So this has caused a lot of frustration for people, understandably so. At least if you are driving somewhere, the roads are looking a lot better today. But still, if you have a flight out of Logan today or over the next couple of days, make sure you keep an eye on your flight status and get here early in case you do run into any issues so that you can account for that in in your travel time. For now, we are live at Logan Airport. Brianna Borghi, WCVB News Center 5.
Okay, thanks, Brianna. Last check.
Very cold out there, getting even colder tonight, tomorrow, sub-zero wind chills tomorrow morning.
Okay, thanks, Kellyanne. Hope everybody gets home for the holidays. We'll be right back here tomorrow morning to guide you through.